I will switch back to your final project. You will find in this week's module a list of the different Fortune 500 companies that students in the past have chosen. You are free to choose to do one of those again, but it's just to give you an idea of the kinds of businesses that people thought might be very much in need of a redesign. On this topic, I want to sort of draw to your attention. This is a full-page ad in the New York Times from last week, and it's by Wells Fargo. So, as many of you probably know, Wells Fargo last year was found to have engaged in several practices that were at least unscrupulous, if not downright illegal. And so now what they have to do is they have to try and fix their image. So they have a new tagline: established 1852, reestablished in 2018. And so one of the things that somebody could say is like, okay, we've got sort of two different graphical representations of Wells Fargo. One is the nice little red square Wells Fargo, and the other is an image of a stagecoach. It's a sort of nice, elegant-looking 19th century stagecoach that relates to Wells Fargo's origins. So one of the things that the sample redesign that I provided for you, those students used what's called a SWOT analysis, which is familiar to many people who have background in business. It stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And they were doing Best Buy, and so they did their SWOT analysis of Best Buy as a way to figure out what they needed to change visually. After that, several people took the same model, but what I would like to recommend is, if you're going to do a SWOT analysis, maybe don't dedicate it so much to the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats to the business per se, but the strengths and weaknesses of its visual brand, its color design, its font choice, its logo, its tagline, and then sort of opportunities and threats for that. So an opportunity, if you're going to redesign a company, particularly if it was a company that was engaged in some sort of scandal, is you've got a whole new image, and so now people aren't going to associate the new image, that maybe even have a new name for the company, with the old scandal. But a possible threat is if there was high recognizability in the market, and now suddenly nobody's ever heard of this company before, and they don't even know to associate it with whatever might have been good about the company. So if you choose to include a SWOT analysis, and by, you certainly don't need to, but if you do choose to use SWOT analysis to somehow say what needs to be changed and why you're going to change it, try and turn those analyses towards the brand, towards the logo, towards the color scheme, towards the font choice, towards the tagline, rather than the company sort of writ on a larger scale. I think also I will add into this module, I chose the Brooklyn Brewery logo. I have a friend from Brooklyn, and so what I did was I took that marvelous, graphically rich logo, and I've got a friend named Andrew, so I changed it from Brooklyn Brewery to Brooklyn Andrew. So I will include that video that shows how I did that, because again, it's an example of the opportunities to take a pre-existing logo and alter it in a way that could be beneficial. So that will also be added into this week's or module 6.1. Talk to you later.